Yo, morning guys. It's a Sunday morning. This video it's going to offend a lot of people definitely, but it's whatever. It's about religion and religion being a psyop. It's a psyop. It's a format. It's a format the government used that worked for so long, and I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see that we are now awakening. We are collectively, right? Collectively, and like every part of the world, people are now becoming awake. They're now becoming conscious. They're now understanding what's really going on. They're now understanding how we've been lied to for so long, how we've been manipulated, and people are now choosing to follow their own path, follow what they think, right? This whole this whole idea of this guy in the sky who is also loving and all knowing and has already predetermined everything, but still created the devil and put him on it, and created Adam and created the tree of life, which he knew Adam would take, and when Adam did partake of it, still punished him. And I don't believe in all that, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying it's just I feel like the thing is it's fear, right? Like if you look past in history, right, how Christianity was spread, it was like to Africa, for example. It was the white people who came down here, the people who colonized us, accept Jesus as the Lord and Savior or die. That's really the origin of it, right? Let me not say origin, but that's it's in the history of it, right? And that fear has just been so ingrained. Look at the whole story. It's fear. Anything you tell yourself is bullshit. The love of God, tell yourself whatever story you want to tell yourself, but the truth of the matter is it's fear. It's fear. And there's a reason why it's really right, like from when you're young, you are just already in it, right? Is when you're young, you're more malleable, it's easier to convince you to believe that shit, right? And because, like, really look at it, anybody who didn't really believe, right, up until they were adults, like they were in their early 20s type shit, it's very unlikely for them to then convert. And I'm not saying it never happens, but most times if you then look at it, the people who do convert are addicts. And there's a reason why most church startups really go for addicts first. Right? It's like with the alcohol and the church. They are in a fight, it's a capitalist society. They are in a fight because if people drink, you work in 9 to 5, maybe you drink, you probably, when are you likely to drink? It's Friday, Saturday. If you drink, you're probably going to be hungover and not going to come to church on Sunday. So you're not going to come to church on Sunday, you're not going to drop money. Right? The thing is, it's a business, right? Like look at the whole contradictions. Like look at the Nigerian, for example. Like we have, Deeper Life, for example, right? Back then they used to say this, oh, the TV is demonic, and you shouldn't be on that and da. Over time, they noticed that, oh, everybody else is moving into the TV, and now because people are going to church online and stuff, they are losing capital. I can't remember what story they told, but they should switched it up. Now it's acceptable, right? It just doesn't make any sense. Like, I mean, it's if you look at it, I'm not even here to, if there was someone who would hop on and give good points, I would debate you. But like, I could go on and on and on for hours about how this whole thing is bullshit. But I feel like there's really no point because who knows that it's bullshit knows, and who is still deceiving themselves that it makes perfect sense will deceive themselves. It is what it is. It is what it is, because when you ask Christians a lot of times, they tend to just say things. They either say one of three things. The Bible said, somebody said, somebody said that, somebody was healed, and some story. Or I have a personal experience, which is usually just boils down to something they don't understand. They'll say a dream, or they had an attack, or this and that and that. And like, even with that self, it's not, at the end of the day, it boils down to, we are constantly making our own reality. That's just the fact of it. Like, you believe what you want to believe. Like, when you already believe something, when you move through life, you are going to see that thing. Sort of how, if you buy an iPhone 12, you start to notice an iPhone 12 everywhere. Except you already have had an obsession with it. Maybe you're one of those people who's obsessed with iPhones and stuff. But like, if you're not, if you buy an iPhone 12 today, you start to notice it everywhere. You weren't noticing it before. It's not that it wasn't there. But now that's like your focus. That's where our mind works. What's on the front of it is what you see. So if you have put Christianity, if you've put religion, if you've taken that bullshit story and you believe it, you have faith, and that's the word you live by, you're going to interpret everything through that lens. So now when you see something that is a little bit out of, you can't really just answer it, you're going to filter it through that Christianity first, because that's what you want to believe, right? Like, I've had some stories that if I was Christian, I'll be telling it like, yo, God is real, he has spoken to me, I had an attack, I woke up. But I had the critical thinking, and I think me just always never believing in it. Like, from the moment I was able to start thinking for myself, I never really believed in religion or anything. So like, from like age 9, I didn't believe in it. But I still had times where I tried. It wasn't like from 9 till my age currently, I haven't tried it. No, I have definitely tried it. Like 3 points, actually. At 15, when I just felt very, I don't know, depressed and shit. I did try it, the whole kabash, going to church, no sin, opening my heart, having faith. I did all of that, but guess what? I didn't hear from God. And anybody who is being honest knows they haven't heard jack shit from God. Then in school too, around when I was 18, I did that shit. This one, I even went the extra mile. I was fasting, went for retreats, like 3-day retreats. Leave school, another state, the whole fasting and praying in tongues and all of that. Guess what? I also didn't hear shit. I didn't get no insight, nothing. Anybody who tells you that they're deceiving themselves, or it's just, again, the mind has ways of convincing you of shit. Like, if you tell yourself all the time you're depressed, over time you will be depressed. If you tell yourself you're tired, over time you will be tired. That's the way the mind works. What you feed it, it manifests, it becomes your reality. It just never made sense. There's a lot of contradictions, and I am just happy. I am so happy to see that it seems like for the first time ever, a lot of people are awakened at the exact same time. I'm just happy to see it.